Hi, I'm back in chapter 4 and I'm going to show you in this video how to post the information that you recorded in your journal into another book called a ledger, a general ledger. You need two books. These are the two books that accountants use because the first book that you write in is the journal. And as I mentioned in the previous video, it's in date order of things that happened involving money in your business for those particular days. But it doesn't tell you what your balance is. You're like, what's your cash balance right now? I don't know. What is your fees? How much have you earned this month so far? Well, I don't know. Give me a chance to add it up. Well, you don't have time to do that if you need to know immediately. So we have to take this information that we recorded in the journal and record it in another book called a ledger, a general ledger, which is going to be all of your accounts that you use in your business. So we're going to take the information, record it into the ledger, and put the current balance so that you will know the balance on any date. This is called posting. Posting is transferring the information from the journal to the ledger. So this is how we go about it. Let me show you. I just made 4 transactions. These are not the same ones in the last video. And I left out the description because I don't have much room. So I only had to put in the debit and credit for each transaction. The first one is on February the 1st. So I have a debit to cash for $5,000 and a credit to capital for $5,000. So I want to put that information in the other book. So I'll go into the other book and I'm going to look for the ledger cash. So I found cash and the date. I'll put the year 2017, February the 1st. I'll just put 2-1, February the 1st. The next column says item. If you want to write a description here of the transaction, this was his original investment, you could write that. But if you notice in your book, it's left empty. It's not necessary because the journal will have your description. So you don't need to write it again. If you don't want, it's okay if you do. So I'm going to leave it blank. But the next column, I have PR, which stands for post reference. So it's asking you, where are you getting this information from? So we're getting it from our journal, page 1. This is page 1. If it was page 5, it would be journal page 5. So in my post reference, I'm going to put the letter J for journal 1, meaning it came from page 1 of the journal. Next, I'm coming with the amount. So I have a $5,000 debit that I need to record into the ledger. So in the debit column, I'm going to put the amount, $5,000. Now, if you look over to the right, you'll see we have a balance column. We have a debit or a credit balance. So it's asking you, what is your current balance right now? Well, we currently have a debit balance. So I'm going to take the $5,000 and I'm going to write it in the debit column, $5,000. So I have a debit balance of $5,000. Now cash, I should never have to use that credit column because cash will always have a debit balance. So you're never going to be writing in that column unless you're overdrawn. But I'm just Xing it out to show you that you don't write in both of those columns. After I recorded that information, I take now the account number for cash, which I made up as 101. So I'm going to go back to the journal, and in the post-reference column of the journal, I put the account number, 101, to show that I posted that number to account 101. I'm going to the next account, which is capital. So I go into my book in the ledger and I find the capital. So I'm going to put 2017 again, February the 1st. I'm going to leave the item blank. Post reference, it's going to be J1 again. All of these transactions are from page 1. So I'm going to put J1. Now I'm looking at for the amount in the journal. Capital, come across the line. We have a $5,000 go up. It's in the credit column. So in the capital ledger account, I'm going to go to the credit column and put 5,000. Again, what is your balance right now? It's a credit of 5,000. So I'm going to bring my balance to the credit column. I didn't leave myself much room for that. So capital will always have a credit. I'm never going to use that debit column, so I'm going to exit out again. The account number 301 goes into the post reference of the journal. I'm going to go, now it's on the 5th. And by the way, you should post daily. You should post after every transaction. On February the 1st, after you wrote that in your journal, you should have immediately posted it into your ledger. But I didn't do that. I just want to, there's not enough room for me to do that. I need to show you how to journalize. Now I'm going to show you how to post. But anyway, on the 5th, I have cash, and I'll come over and I have a debit. I'll go up and look. I need to post that debit. I'm going back to cash. The date's the 5th, J1, and I'm putting now $1,000 in the debit column. So I'm putting $1,000 in my debit column. My balance now changes. I have $5,000 debit. I just recorded another debit. The debit is your plus side. So that means I'm going to add now 1,000 to 5,000. That gives me currently $6,000 in my cash account. So a debit and a debit means you add together. So now I'm going to take my account number 101 and I'm going to go put it into my post-reference column of my journal. Next, I need to go to fees, and I come across and I have a $1,000 credit on the line with fees. I'm going to my fees account, and I need to move this a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Fees, and I'm going to come with the date again, 2017, February the 5th, J1, and I'm going to put a credit of 1,000. I'm going to the credit column, I'm going to put 1,000 in it, and I'm going to show that that is currently my balance, a credit balance of 1,000. Fees, revenue does not have a debit balance. It will only have a credit balance. I'm going to put 401 in the post reference. On the 8th, I'm going to accounts receivable. So accounts receivable, I'm going to put 2017, and the date is February the 8th. Post reference J1, and the amount is going to be a $2,000 debit. I'm going to go to the debit column. I'm going to record $2,000 in the first column. Then I go to my balance. I currently have a $2,000 debit balance. Again, this is an asset, so I'm only going to have a debit balance. Account 105 goes in my post reference. Now I'm going back to fees, again, with another credit. So I'm going to fees, and the date is going to be the 8th. And I hardly have any room here, but anyway, 8th, J1, and I'm going to record another debit, put it on here, of 2,000. Oh, excuse me, another credit of 2,000. So, my balance changes. I have a credit already of 1. I'm adding another credit of 2. This is your plus side. So 2 and 1 is 3. So far he's earned $3,000. a credit of 3. When the names are alike, for instance, I have a credit balance and I recorded another credit. A credit and a credit, you add. A debit and a debit, you add. A debit and a credit, you subtract. It's like algebra. Like 2 like signs, you add. Plus and a plus, you add. A minus, minus, you add. But a minus, plus, you subtract. So, anyway, that was for account 401. I'm going to record that. Now I'm back to cash, and I had a debit. I'm coming across a debit because it's in the debit column. Back to cash, it's the 15th, J1, and I'm recording a debit of $500. My balance changes, a debit and a debit. I'm going to add. Now I have $6,500 in cash. Account 101 to show that I recorded it. And then accounts receivable, I have a credit to post. So I'm going to accounts receivable. My date is the 15th, J1. And this time I'm posting a credit of $500. So in my credit column, I put $500. Now look at your balance. Your balance is a debit, and I just posted a credit. Opposite names. So I'm going to subtract. But the real reason I'm going to subtract is my credit is a minus in accounts payable. But you can learn it by just knowing that opposites mean you subtract. I have a debit balance. I just put a credit in. I'm going to subtract. My new balance is $1,500. Oh, it's hard to write on this board. $1,500. That's how much your customer owes you, $1,500. Account 105. So, after you finish posting, you do a trial balance, like I showed you in Chapter 2. You take and you write the names of your accounts, and you get the last balance number. So if I was doing a trial balance, cash would have a debit balance of $6,500. Accounts receivable would also have a debit balance, but it would be $1,500. Capital, I have a credit balance of $5,000, and fees, I have a credit balance of $3,000. So if I added the 2 credits up, that would be $8,000, and if I added the 2 debits up, it would be $8,000. So I'm still in balance. You always have to be in balance in accounting. So I hope this video helped you. I'm sorry it's a little messy, but I hope you get the point. So thank you, and I'll be moving on to Chapter 5. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks.